Once again, I'm going to double back to the intro when I said the people that were coming out and trying to make it racial, like, how come we're only hearing Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier names, the black guys, but you guys say there's mafia involvement? Where's the white faces? Well, we don't know who they are, but here you go. I can guarantee you, Ernest Aiello, I can guarantee you that's not a black person's name. All right. Ernest Nelson Luis Apicella. That's an Italian. If I didn't know, also known as Lou AP. Allegedly. Amar, whatever this is. Saul. Saul is a what kind of name? Chauncey Billups. The names that we know, the celebrity names that, of course, were going to be publicized. Matthew, also known as Matty. I never seen a black Matty before. That's Italian B. I don't give a fuck. And the wrestler, come on. Eric Ernest, also known as Spook. That's not a cool name. That's a little racist right there. Spook. Lee Fama, John Gallo, Marco Garzone. Yeah, these are like all white names. Like Thomas Gelardo, also known as Juice. Jamie Gillette, Tony Goodson. Is anybody recognizing any of these names? If so, throw it in the chat. Also known as Black Tony. That might be a black person there, Black Tony. But then again, you never know. Kenny Han, Shane Hennon, also known as Sugar. Osam Hody, also known as Albanian Bruce. Well, he better be Albanian. And Big Bruce, Horatio Who sounds Asian. Okay, Zen Who sounds Asian, also known as Jonathan Chan. Oh, even the alias is Asian Chan. Jonathan Who, Screwly, and Stanley. Oh, those are real aliases. Stanley. Damon Jones, Joseph Lanny, John Mazzola, Curtis Meeks, Nicholas Minacusi, whatever, Michael Renzulli, super Italian. Sicilian, straight from Sicily or some shit. Angelo Rigario Jr., Anthony Schneider, whatever, also known as Doc. Robert Stroud, also known as Black Rob. Seth Trussman, Sophia Way, also known as Pookie. Julius Ziliani, also known as Jay. All right, here's the introduction. At all times relevant to this indictment, unless otherwise indicated, beginning in at least 2019, the defendants and co-conspirators engaged in a complex fraud scheme to rig or cheat at illegal poker games in the Eastern District of New York and throughout the United States. The rig poker scheme, or the scheme. The defendants and their co-defendants carried out the rig poker scheme by manipulating certain poker games at otherwise non-rigged or straight illegal poker games, including weekly poker games occurring at location on Washington Place, got the addresses, and Lexington Avenue in Manhattan, New York. The Washington Place game and Lexington Avenue were on record with and operated with the express permission and approval of members and associates of certain organized crime families of La Cosa Nostra, who provided support and protection for the games and collected owed debts from the games in exchange for the portion of the illegal gambling proceeds. Now, when I hear at least this particular insertion of what you're going to allege the mob, right, La Cosa Nostra, and say protection and collecting of owed debts, enforcement. Now the guy's got to come up with police money every week type shit, right? You need street people to go collect debts, right? From illegal activities, right? You need gangsters to do that, allegedly, right? Even providing of protection. If we got hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars going around and some of these high profile names coming into these games, and you got to provide protection, it's not off-duty police officers that they're hiring, right? Unless they're corrupt. You need respected people that you like, you play around these type of situations, you and your family might go to. There's a lot of money and connected type of people that be involved in the world of gambling. The world of gambling. It's huge. Just like if you think that the construction companies or the unions become a tough place for the mafia to get their hands into in this era, what's something that even gave more access to for alleged mafia people to continue their gambling or extortion or, you know, their ways of earning. Sports. Okay? Sports will always be there. Sports will always be there. And some of these sports figures know these motherfuckers. Some of them might be getting extorted directly, let alone a gambling game where you're getting set up with fucking rigged tables. But anyway, victims of the rigor poker scheme, the victims believed they were participating in a straight illegal poker. Oh, they believe they and straight illegal. Well, that's a double there. Games, and they were gambling against other participants in equal footing. In reality, however, the defendants and their co-conspirators, who constituted the remaining participants reportedly playing in the poker games, worked together on cheating teams. Collectively, the cheating teams that used the advanced wireless technologies and read the and to read the cards dealt at each poker hand and relay the information to the defendants and co-conspirators participating in the illegal poker games. You know, that also sounds like you had allegations that came out about that for Adrian Broner when he got arrested. Not arrested, I'm sorry. When Big U got arrested, when Big U's indictment came down and those other 60s, remember there was talk about Adrian Broner being a part of rigged dice games. Allegedly, of course, but it's the same type of setup where you have a higher power, the alleged illegal uh, organization, allegedly the 60s or allegedly the mafia, right? Those powerful people, strong people, feared people, but then you also have a face, the Chauncey Billups, or allegedly the Adrian Broner, the face to lure in the squares like me to gamble with, lose their money. And if you don't pay up, here comes the fucking enforcers and start threatening. You get it? It's like we hear about this shit all day, every fucking day. It's not new to the world. It's all alleged here, of course, but it's not new to the world at all. The defendants. All right, we're gonna scan some of this because they're just naming them here. I want to see if they're gonna call out anything crazy, like from a team or for some high power company that we know. All right, Lou, resident of New York. Okay. Oh wait, look at this one. Here goes one. Oh, my bad. We're skipping this one. All right. So Ernest Aiello was a resident in New York and a member of the Bonanno crime family of La Cosa Nostra Mafia. That's one. Who's this one? A member of one of the cheating teams. Okay, not Nelson. They got Lewis here saying that he's a member of the Gambino crime family. Multiple families? Same indictment. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's continue. What about Amar? He's an associate of the Gambino crime family, they're saying. Allegedly, of course. How about Saul? He's involved in organized rigged games, allegedly. Chauncey Billups, we know who that is. Okay. Matthew, a member. The third family we're here now, the Genovese family, allegedly. Wow. Three families so far. Wow. This could sprawl. I'm paying attention to it sprawling in the NBA. How about sprawling allegedly into the world of crime? Talk about why it's 6 years plus of an investigation like this. We've read 3 mafia crime families in this indictment. That is, people, that's huge. One is big. Then you wonder why the Michael Franzises of the world turn to YouTube and say, fuck this shit. Wow. All right. Let's keep going. Lee here, Gambino family being alleged. John Gallo, organizer. Okay, Marco, member of the cheating teams. Did we read Banana already? Because this guy Thomas, number 14, is saying he's related to Banana crime. Are we at 4? Banana. Hold on. Banana, Gambino, Genovese, we're Gambino already. Is it 3 or is it 4? It's three, right? Is it still three? Yeah, Banana we see, Gambino, Genovese, and what was that last one? Was that a different one? Yeah, Banana. It's three so far. That's fucking mega to me though. All right, this person cheating team. That's Jamie, Tony, Rick Games, Kenny, Rigged, Shane, uh, Rigged Games, Osman. What did he do? Resident provide. He was security. Mr. Hugh, cheating team. Zen Hugh, organizer. Okay, Damon, cheating team. The niggas that's at the table, fucking folding their hands or all that type of shit. Allegedly. Joseph Gambino crime family. John here, cheating team. Curtis, what did he do? Provided cheating technology. Hey, let me get those infrared glasses and infrared tables and shit. Allegedly, Nicholas Gambino crime family. Michael, cheating team. Got to change all the. You need a bunch of people on the cheating team allegedly, right? Got to change the faces up. Like, damn, when I played with him last week, I lost $500,000. I'm gonna come back again this week. I don't want to play with him again. He was good. Oh shit. Angelo here, Gambino. Gambino, Crown Family, Anthony. What do you got here? Anthony was a launderer. Okay, that's money side stuff. Robert, this is elaborate. When you see all these different breaking down who did what, did they have somebody inside these games? Do they have a real do they have a snitch for real? For real? Like I'm talking about a possible Donnie Brasco, B. Because to know all these people and how to, I mean, you could find some of this stuff out if you're running some super high op investigation. I'm gonna assume, right? These people know what they're doing. The feds, they got the resources and the funding, but from the inside, don't be surprised if there's a Donnie Brasco in there for. I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching. Don't be surprised because that's a person that's even talking to the people that are knowingly doing the crimes. Like, yeah, I'll be doing the rig shit. Word, he's got that recorded right on his fucking microphone. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Donnie inside of this shit. Be Seth. What does Seth do? Part of the cheating team. Okay, Sophia, member of the cheating team. I told you I need a bunch of those rotating faces. And Julius here, part of the Banana crime family. Whew, okay. Brief pause. Y'all with me? Is this looking spooky? For the Chaunceys and the Terrys and whoever's of the world, is it looking spooky? All right, let's get back to work. The rig poker scheme, defendants by name together with others organized and participated in rig games. Okay, I mean that should be obvious. The rig poker games, okay. Let's pull out one of them just to get some context. On numerous occasions, certain defendants and their co-conspirators invited the victims, who were often wealthy, to rig games to attract the victims. In some instances, well-known former professional athletes participated in the rigged poker scheme and were referred to as face cards. The face cards were members of the cheating teams and received a portion of the criminal proceeds in exchange for the participation in the scheme. The defendants, oh shit, damn, we happen to pick the one that got Chauncey in it. The defendants, Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones, shit, both of whom are former professional basketball players, were face cards and members of the cheating teams. People, it's not just allegations for the Chaunceys of the world and the Damon Joneses of the world where we're in this illegal game because there's a rake, which makes the poker game illegal. No. This face card status that you're given in this elaborate scheme. Oh, people, it's heavy for Chauncey and Damon. It's heavy. That's all I needed to see for them. That's heavy. At the rig games, the members of the cheating teams, including the defendants and their co conspirators, used card shuffling machines that were purportedly randomly shuffling to playing cards to ensure fairness. The rig shuffling machines were secretly altered to use concealed technology to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hands, and relay the information via interstate wires to an off-site operator. The operator then communicated that information by cellular telephone to a member of the cheating team seated at the poker tables, referred to as the quarterback or driver, who used secret signaling to share the information with the other members of the cheating teams playing in the rigged games. The cheating teams used the information for the quarterback to defraud the victims who believed they were playing straight illegal poker games. It's like calling it an illegal poker game, but then straight at the same time is hilarious to me. They obviously mean that I know I'm in an illegal game, but I believe the circumstances are fair. This is bad. Like, how do you read an indictment like this? Whether you're the rich, wealthy guy and you just love poker, how do you still go to games after this? Especially with people you don't know like that. Like, if I was a compulsive poker gambler and I wanted to put $500,000 out monthly, that's just my shit, man. But then again, you can't find those big adrenaline rushing games possibly amongst your friends, you know? You got to find these underground little networks and like who's got the big games and fuck. Like, I would say just take your ass to fucking Vegas. I'm not saying that it's fair there. But damn, you ain't gonna end up in this. You ain't gonna end up with the mafia in your pocket. You ain't gonna end up getting robbed and shit. Like, damn, like I don't know what to tell y'all other than find something else to do with your fucking money. That's the best I could do for you. I don't know what else to do for you, B. Oh man. All right. To conceal the nature and extend the rigged poker scheme as well as proceeds from the square legal poker games, the defendants and their co-conspirators laundered their criminal proceeds through yo. It's the feds. Yo. When I be seeing shell company shit, allegedly that's what Swiss is going through right now. I believe. The shit. All right, let's keep going. Um, Launder criminal proceeds through shell companies and third parties. The defendant, Anthony, and his associates and entities laundered the proceeds from the rigged games and the square illegal poker games from other defendants and their co-conspirators in exchange for a fee. Yeah, because laundering money comes with a fee, right? What example did we see for that one? Uh Bad Boys. Bad Boys, was it two? Two, three? The one with what damn, is it Gabrielle Union? What's her name? That's with D Wade, right? Remember, she was an undercover detective and she was helping them wash their money, but you got to give up a percentage of the bread for getting the bills cleaned. Some of that was even shown in the wire too. Marlo cleaned some of his money. Prop Joe was showing him the ropes, and he brought clean money to the Greeks when he was trying to get them as his plug and cut out the middleman. Marlo was a beast, by the way. But and some of y'all are listening to me right now haven't watched The Wire. Hopefully, little pieces like this show you like, damn, I need to go watch that shit. It really is the best shit ever. Anyway, yeah, this is elaborate, people. This is crazy. For example, in furtherance of the rigged poker scheme in or around April 2019, several of the defendants participated in rigged games in Las Vegas, Nevada, at which they defrauded victims of at least $50,000 and defendants Chauncey Billups, there he goes again, and these other people organized and participated in these rigged games using a rigged shuffling machine supplied by Stroud. So the thing about Chauncey there is if you got some of these alleged defendants and accused, you know, a lot of this is this whole the indictment itself, it's all out of the Eastern District of New York. Even in the opening, they gave two New York-based addresses. But when you follow the players in the scheme, and now you're talking about something that happened with how many names did they just put right there alongside Chauncey? Chauncey, and then one, two, three, four other people by the Stroud piece is already here. Four other people in Las Vegas. Then it's like you start to kill the coincidence of it, because you got the same alleged players, schemers, quarterbacks, or cheat teams migrating or moving or running these plays together in different locations. It's not like I just walked up in New York or I was constantly at the New York games and I didn't know any of this was happening, even though y'all got me as a quarterback here. Okay, then how come you and the person that we got cold handed rigging the machine and some of these other cheat team members, we got evidence on them too. Why do we got you with them in this Vegas? It's the feds. And this is what I mean. It's the fucking feds, B. This is going to be another trial that, if you guys are following me, it feels like a lot opens up from the box just from reading the indictment. And then when you get into the trial and the prosecution really starts to play like, by the way, by the way, by the way, by the way, it's like, oh shit. And I keep saying it. I hope I'm not scaring you little Dirk fans, but boy, it's going to be that. The feds is a different ball game. They will spend the time, the money, and the resources sitting on your trail and your situation for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. What kind of information do you have even after 5 months? 6 years. Yeah, convince me there ain't no Donnie Brasco in this shit. As another example, in or around June, July 2023, several of the defendants participated in rigged games, the Lexington Ave game, okay, at which they defrauded John Doe. I wonder if that's somebody that's telling. An individual whose identity is known to the grand jury, of approximately 1.8 million. Yeah. He went to the feds like, I need my bread back. They got a John Doe in here. At least they didn't go as far as listing him as a CH, or CHS, confidential human source, or CI, confidential informant. But a John Doe, still protecting a person's identity. But it's known to the person's known to the grand jury. 1.8 million. I wonder if that's a celebrity. 1.8. Let me see about some of this shit here with the alleged families. Received a portion of the criminal proceeds from games involving John Doe number 1 on behalf of the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese crime families. Now, from the history of the different families of the mafia, I never knew that to be the case of how they move. Normally what I eat don't make you shit type of thing. Like your own families have your own systems of earning and own territories of earning. You guys may come to the table every once in a while. Make sure you guys ain't shooting each other in the foot. But this scheme, these guys allegedly collaborating within, that's just crazy to me. That would make it huge. Well, you got, obviously, because you got one person that's known to the grand jury that allegedly got frauded out of 1.8 million. So just imagine the 6 years of an operation like this, how much money in and out. Am I dramatizing this for y'all this morning or what? As another example, in or about June 2023, several of the defendants participated in rigged games in East Hampton, New York, at which they defrauded John Doe number 2 and John Doe number 3, individuals whose identities are known to the grand jury, once again, of at least $46.5 thousand and $105,000 respectively. The defendants, Lewis, Amar, John, Tony, Kenny, Osmond, Hugh, and this John, and this Nicholas, and this Robert, organized and participated in the rigged games involving both John Doe 1 and 2. Shit. shit, people. They're going through. I'm going to try to catch the numbers out of some of these. They're going through a bunch of examples to actually, I guess, strengthen this case. This one right here, 60,000. The rig shuffling machine is called John Doe 4. Okay, this one right here, 7 million. Wait, what? Overall, on approximately April 19th, one day. Oh, through the present. Okay. The rigged poker scheme caused losses of victims of at least 7.1. All right. So they got a number from 2019. That's what are we talking? Almost 6 years plus. Where just the rigged machine, I guess, clause of it is 7.1 that they've identified. That's still a lot of money. That's Fed level money. Okay, what's this one? What type of money we got in this one? We got a Doe 5 that's identified. We got a Doe 6 that's also identified in this November one. We got a Doe 7 that's identified. Continued wire fraud conspiracy. Oh man, that blue collar level shit is football numbers too. Wire fraud. Oh man. Names. Together with others, did knowingly and intentionally conspire to devise a scheme and artifice to defraud the victims, including Doe 1, 2, and 3, and 4, to obtain money and property from the victims. What is that? Somebody at the table running out of money and putting their Rolex down? What you mean, and property? Damn. Transmit and cause to be transmitted by means of wire communication in interstate and foreign commerce, writings, signs, signals, pictures, and sounds, contrary to Title 18. They're going to get you guys on something, right? Now you got wire fraud in here too. Count 2, operation of a legal gambling business. So we know what that is. We even looked some of that up yesterday. If there's a rake, stay away from it. Unless you're in like a legitimate casino or some shit. I don't know. Private games with rakes. Yeah, you're breaking the law. That was count 2. Count 3 is what? Operation of a legal gambling business. Okay, what's count? You got count 4. Count 4, money laundering conspiracy. How many counts y'all got? Count 5, Hobbs Act extortion conspiracy. Extortion. That's count 5. Count 6, Hobbs Act robbery conspiracy. Jesus. Count 7, Hobbs Act extortion conspiracy. That's Doe number 6. Oh man, criminal forfeiture. Okay, we know that. We know in paperwork, every time we get down to the forfeitures, we're pretty much done. But they fight in 7 counts. Criminal forfeitures, yeah. So the forfeiture is probably going to include the machines, the tables, the pack of cards, if you want that. I wonder if there's any properties listed in here. Did we see any of that? Cannot be located, exercise, due diligence. Do we see any properties? Forfeiture of any not that type of property. I mean like the cribs, including money. No. Do you get the cribs at this point? Or does that come into play at this point? Criminal forfeiture allegations as to count 4. Forfeit any property, such offense to forfeit any property, real or personal. I believe they can come into play then. Yeah. All right. There we have it.